What's up? This is Alan Z. I'm with Moana Nui Podcast at Rangerstop Orlando, and I have a very special guest with me.
Skye Frank, aka Royal Skye.
Skye. For those of you that don't know, this is the daughter of Jason David Frank.
The legendary GOAT.
So we wanted to start off with questions about your father. Do you have any fond memories that you want to share with the fans?
Well, growing up, actually, we grew up in the karate school with my dad. So we grew up doing karate. A funny story. Me and my brothers, we all wanted the last slice of cheesecake. So my dad made us put on boxing gloves and box for the last slice of cheesecake. My dad he was always the funniest guy. Like goofy, silly, just made everybody laugh. He just made us laugh all the time. Every time he would come see us and we had to spend time with him, it was just always fun. Mm-hmm. It was always goofy moments with my dad.
So, being that you grew up learning karate, did you end up picking it up later on?
No. I think I stopped at yellow belt.
Yeah?
Yeah. I was like, I want to be a rapper.
Okay, so speaking of rap, what was how old were you when you wanted to be a rapper?
Okay, so when I was born, when I was a baby, my mom used to play beautiful piano, like Beethoven. So I kind of grew up watching my mom, play the piano. I was always into music as a kid, but I started writing when I was 8 years old.
Okay.
My dad bought me my first karaoke machine when I was 10.
Okay.
And I had bought the Mariah Carey album, and I hung the microphone upside down in my closet like I was in a real studio. Mm-hmm. And I would just sing all night. And I think at that moment I knew this is what I wanted to do when I got older. Yeah. So
who are some of your influences?
I say this every interview.
Okay.
You guys are going to laugh because I've said this in the last Rangerstop. Eminem.
That's my favorite rapper too.
That's my favorite rapper, my idol. I love Eminem. My dad loved Eminem.
Really?
He used to get in trouble for letting me listen to Eminem when I was younger. My mom would be like, why are you letting her listen to that?
All right, let's go deep into it. Right. First of all, what's your favorite Eminem album? Let's start with that. What's your favorite one?
Ooh.
Or top three?
All right. I'm going to have to go with Recovery.
Okay.
Recovery. Dang, that's so hard. I think I'm gonna stick with Recovery.
Okay, all right, fair enough. Yeah. Were you a fan of his older stuff,
Yeah,
the beginning 2000s?
Yeah, I was. Yeah. Yep.
That was my era of when I loved.
It was Slim Shady, then it went to Eminem.
Yeah, I agree.
I like Slim Shady and Eminem. I like both of them.
I think that's why Eminem Show for me was my favorite because I had the best. You get the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, so top 5 Eminem songs. Now that we're going into Eminem.
Ooh, all right. I don't know if it's gonna be in order.
No, don't matter. Yeah.
Top 5. The Way I Am. Toy Soldiers. I Love the Way You Lie. Mm-hmm. 25 to Life. Mm-hmm. And Haley's Song.
Nice. What did your dad like about Eminem? I'm guessing that rubbed off on you, or vice versa.
I think that Eminem was misunderstood, and I think that he had a hard life and a hard background, but he just, his talent and his drive made him who he was, and he got all this money and all this fame, and I think that deep down inside, he still was that little boy that had a troublesome life, and I feel like my dad related a lot to him on that aspect.
Right.
It's not easy, people assuming or thinking you must have this luxurious, great lifestyle because you are who you are. Mm-hmm. And I feel like that's why I related to Eminem a lot. He had a really hard background that I could relate to, and his music helped me get through a lot. Do
you feel like he influenced your writing style, or are you more when it comes to your actual technical pen? Are you more influenced by other rappers, or what do you get your styles from?
Man, I just have it. I can't even explain it. I could listen to any beat and just freestyle. Okay. And you'll be like, "Dang, did you write that?" I'm like, "No."
So are you more of a freestyler or
I freestyle and I write all my music. Yeah. I do both, but it usually starts with, okay, I'm vibing, I'm listening to the beat, I like it. I might freestyle and then I'll go back and perfect it with writing.
Right.
Yeah.
So now that we're in this era where people don't really listen for lyrics, does that influence how you dictate your music, or do you say I want people to hear what I have to say?
It's actually, I don't like it because the music generation right now, I don't like it. I listen to it, but I don't like it.
Yeah.
I miss the real music, like where we talk about real life shit. I like, you know, sorry,
No, that's
real
okay.
life things, and yeah. I mean, I miss the. I miss that. I miss it back in the days. Like people would speak and tell a story.
Yeah.
And like you sit and listen and you could relate to it. Now it's just all about drinking and going to the clubs and doing drugs and oh my god, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's mindless music.
It's mindless, and it's like I feel like, okay, do I have to dumb myself down to make a stupid song to get some recognition? No, I mean I'm still gonna make the music I make.
For sure.
You know.
Well, so like with your music, like if someone has never heard a song of yours, which would be the one song you would recommend?
The number one song I would recommend is Legends Never Die.
Okay.
The song that I wrote for my father. I also shot a music video, and the whole video was dedicated to my dad.
Right.
That's my favorite song, and a lot of people's favorite song.
Awesome.
I love that song. I think that would represent me as an artist because you could definitely feel the pain, and it's a beautiful tribute song.
So with the Rangers having like a really big like fandom and you being a part of it now, being here at Rangerstop Orlando, has there been like a moment that you felt like really touched by a fan from what they have said to you, or like?
Every day, every single day, I meet a lot of hundreds of people. Like every time I come here, and every single person I meet has touched me, because it's like a bittersweet feeling to see like my father changed so many lives, and he impacted so many lives, and to be a part of this and to stand in his shoes, it's amazing. I'm sad. Yeah. I'm heartbroken, but if I could be a voice and be strong and stand in his shoes and do it for him, like that's what I'm doing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So the last thing is just let them know where they can find you, and if there's any like upcoming projects you're okay to share.
Yeah.
Feel free to do so.
I have a couple singles dropping, and I don't know when, but I will be dropping soon. And you can find me on pretty much all platforms. My Instagram is Royal Skye Official. My YouTube is Royal Skye. And if you want to find my music on all streaming platforms, it's Royal Skye.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
No, thank you.
So many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can't keep history on the shelf. If they won't tell it, we will.
If this the land of the free, it was a freedom then, when they annexed Hawaii and called it Cedar Lands, without any type of payment and no signing off. Called themselves a republic in 1894. 1.2 million acres overtaken from the native Hawaiians. When they resisted, the West retaliated in violence and erasure. The Hawaiian language is banned as part of colonialism's plan to expand.
Stuck between a rock and a hard place. Multiple bombings of Kaho'olawe as a part of their ongoing war with Asia. Used it as a place for target practice. No consent or compensation. Colonizers call for annexation. No regard for all the locals. School will never let you know. So many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can't keep history on the shelf. If they won't tell it, we will. Too many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can't keep history on the shelf. If they won't tell it, we will. We will.
So if we put Hawaii into perspective, well, Black and Asian history is interconnected. Considering the fight with the Pacific, then of course versus Asia, they was treated as a middleman for war, but didn't let the Western colorism run its course. Cause dark skin was a sign of dignity to core. The land was taken in the name of capitalism, when prior to it was an actual kingdom. Clap back at the system.
Stuck between a rock and a hard place. Multiple bombings of Kaho'olawe as a part of their ongoing war with Asia. Used it as a place for target practice. No consent or compensation. Colonizers call for annexation. Network out for all the locals. School will never let you know. So many stories left to tell. Even if we have to ourselves, can keep history on the shelf. If we won't tell it, we will. Too many stories left to tell. Even if we have to ourselves, can keep history on the shelf. If we won't tell it, we will. So many stories left to tell. Even if we have to ourselves, can keep history on the shelf. If we won't tell it, we will. Too many stories left to tell. Even if we have to ourselves, can keep history on the shelf. If we won't tell it, we will. We will.